This turned out a lot better. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome back. I just finished a work day. It's the weekend. I'm making myself some dinner right now. I really need to organize my garage. The garage really ends up being a place where we, throw things, which I feel like isn't uncommon. But we have some things that we needed to move, and it's all in the garage right now. And we also store extra groceries, things like toilet paper, drinks, stuff like that out in the garage. I have some shelves. I really would like to get some more, but I don't think I'm gonna do that in this video. But I have some shelves that are just a little packed right now, and I think that it could be organized in a better way. I feel like this is like a recurring problem, and I want to try to analyze what's going on in my garage and see if there's a way that we can avoid this from happening so many times. Part of it is just that I'm in the middle of a project, my garden boxes that I've been building. I have all of the wood and the soil and stuff laying out. Some of it is just, like I said, we have we have a fire pit that we're not currently using. It's taking up space, and that's causing the other things to pile up. So some of it is just things that I think I just need to find a better place for, and then maybe it won't cause us to have this build up. I also have a bunch of extra empty totes, and I think I could put some things in totes that I don't use super often, and maybe just label the totes so that I know what's in there and I can reach for it when I want it versus having it out all the time. Yeah, I am going to show you the garage. We also are gonna get a storm this weekend, and we always like to park the car in the garage just in case we get some hail. I might try to get this done before the storm so that we can park. Do you have one of these washing machines too, where the alert to tell you that it's done is 30 seconds long? All right. This is one of those projects that I feel like I normally try to get these things done really quickly. I just want to be more balanced when I take on projects like this. It's something that I'm trying to practice in my life. It's just not pushing myself to get something done in an unrealistic amount of time. So I think I've set this goal of getting this done over the weekend. At the very least, I can get things moved around enough that we can park the car in the garage for the storm. It doesn't mean that everything needs to be fully organized. The storm is supposed to pass by tomorrow night, so I'll have more time this weekend to keep working on the garage after the storm. So that's my goal. I'm going to analyze the garage. I'm gonna look at the shelves, get some empty totes and see what I can put away. There might be some things that we just don't use anymore, maybe do a little bit of decluttering. And I just want to reorganize these shelves. Specifically, you'll see them. The shelves where we keep the things that we use a lot, like drinks and toilet paper and all those, my cleaning supplies, stuff like that. I want those to be organized, accessible. Right now they're blocked. That's my main goal this weekend. And then just kind of having a better organizational system so that all I need to do when I'm in the middle of a project is push things to the side and we can park the car when we need to in the garage. Let me take you in there. I'll show you how the garage is looking right now. You'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Then I'm just gonna take you along as I organize my garage. I don't think there's gonna be, a particular method to what I'm doing. That's not really my style. I'm just going to kind of tackle it and see what feels right, and you'll come along for the ride. So like this area is definitely the most problematic, and these are the shelves that I'm talking about that need to be organized. This is where we keep all of our drinks and extra things. You can see there's just all piled up here. So after looking at this, I'm thinking that my approach should be kind of clean up a little bit, put my table away, and then take everything down and organize it first. And then I'll put it all back up. As you can see, and as I kind of explained, typically what I like to do whenever I'm doing a big organizational project, I just like to take everything out. I just find it to be the easiest way for me to see everything that I have. It's also very shocking to see how much, you really have on your shelves. It's always so surprising to me. But I like to take everything down and look at it all on the floor or on my counters or wherever I'm putting it, and just kind of assess and see, like, what am I using? What has just been sitting there for a while? And what can I maybe pass on to someone else if I feel like I'm not going to use it, or if anything's expired? I can look at my shelves when they're completely empty, and then I can assess what the most efficient way of putting everything back up is. Like, what wasn't working for me before? What do I think would work better now, before I put everything back up, versus leaving everything on and trying to clear things out and declutter and reorganize without moving things. I find that to be a lot harder, and I can't picture it as well. I need a blank slate to really feel like I'm reorganizing and, taking a fresh start when I really feel like the organization that I started with isn't working. So that's my favorite method, my favorite way to kind of reorganize places like this, especially when they're as big of a disaster as my garage was this day. The next day, and I got a little distracted last night. I was talking to my mom, my parents, on the phone, and then I ended up just getting really hot and decided to just come in and sit, and then I didn't come back, so that's totally fine. Like I said, this was going to be a weekend project, so I'm just going to pick up where I left off. I'm wearing the same thing that I was wearing yesterday just because I barely wore it I was wearing it for like 30 minutes. It might not look like the next day, but it is. So I'm just being transparent about that. So I'm going to keep going, keep organizing. What I'm doing is putting everything into a pile based on category, trying to put some things into totes that I just know I'm gonna put in a tote. I have this tote right here that's like a big outdoor tote, and I thought I had more space in it, but I don't. I have another tote that's the same size, but it has a Halloween decoration in it that I don't want it to get ruined. I'm debating on putting more garden stuff in there. I might just put them in a smaller tote, but I just have a bunch of space in this one. Maybe I'll lay something down. have a really big collection of cleaning stuff that I'm over time learning I don't like that much. So I'm thinking I might pass it on to a neighbor or something. I'm gonna go through because this is just overstuffed. I don't wanna have this much. I don't like having so much stuff that I feel like it's gonna last me as long as like I don't even know. I like to switch things up, and I'm not the kind of person that likes to bulk up on things. That lasts like a year. It's just not me. I'm gonna go through this and figure out what I don't want. I have some neighbor friends that I might try to pass it on to, or just some other friends that might need some stuff. And then I can pass it on and not waste anything. So pretty much what I ended up doing was just continually pulling out a new tote, and I tried to keep things relatively organized. So I would categorize each tote. So I had one for things like tools, paint, I don't know, general garage things. I had one for like house stuff. As you saw, that giant tote that I had is filled with home decor, like seasonal things and things that I just don't use year round. And yeah, so I tried to categorize things the best that I could, but I figured I didn't use all of this stuff all the time, so there was no point in keeping it out on the shelves, taking up precious real estate for things like toilet paper and garbage bags and drinks and things that we actually do use every day. I figured it would make more sense to have them in totes. Like, when I say them, I mean like the garage things, in totes that I could reach one day when I needed them. Down the line, I would like to label these totes so that I know exactly what's in each one, because I've already found it's kind of a struggle to like find things right now whenever I do need the occasional things. So down the line, I think that's something I'm going to do. I want to get like a bigger label that I can actually list out like all the items that are in there. I think that would be super helpful. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing, was just pulling a new tote down. I would add some things to the tote, rather than just making like a giant pile in the middle of the garage of everything, like things that I knew I was just going to put into totes. I just kind of did it as I went. I got rid of a lot of drinks. I'm gonna give them to neighbors and stuff, but this is a lot better. It's been a little bit of time, and we went to the gym. We ran some errands. I changed, and I'm almost done. This is looking really good. So let me show you. Yeah, so I pretty much have everything organized as far as like drinks and stuff go. I really just need to kind of finish cleaning up. I have some other things around that I need to like kind of put in a certain place, but I'm trying to get this done so we can get the car in the garage. And I'm almost done, so I think it'll be doable. So I'm just gonna finish up cleaning up this space, getting things, like the little things put away, figuring out where to put some other things so that it all fits. Like I think I'm gonna put the fire pit on the other side. Yeah, I'm almost done. And then I have some shelves that I'm gonna post. These right here are like IKEA shelves that I bought and then we ended up never doing anything with them, so I'm gonna sell them. So those will be gone too, and then we'll have this whole space. Taking some time to kind of put the final things away. I just had some random things around, you know, things that I found stacked up that could have been stacked in a better way, or things that I was putting in the totes and then I had to put the totes away. So this was kind of how I was finishing up this project, was just putting things in a place that I felt made more sense and was more organized and just kind of saved space. We don't really have, like, we're renting, so this garage, it's not that it's a bad size, it's just like it would be much more optimized if we could have, you know, cabinets and things like that, or more shelves. But I'm always a little hesitant to buy too much furniture when we're renting, just because, you know, if we end up moving, I don't know what our next situation will be, and this is just the reality of our lives right now. So I just try to make my situation work, and a lot of the times that means that I might switch it up from time to time, like I'm doing right now, and maybe the situation is working for me now, but maybe in a few months I might need to change it again, and that's completely okay with me. That's just the nature of my life. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm just putting things in a place where I feel like it makes more sense for now, and just trying to have my space, especially a space like the garage where I have so much, you know, stuff that I need access to often, but I don't want just like right in my house all the time. I'm just trying to make it the most efficient and the most organized, the easiest to reach things. So that's what I like to do. I just want to make sure everything is organized to the best that it can be. And then once I'm done with that, this project is pretty much done, other than just sweeping and like doing some final touches. This looks much more organized. We can actually reach it. There's a lot of stuff on the other side where we don't organize things that we reach every day. I think overall, this just feels like it's gonna stay more organized now because I decluttered a bunch of stuff. I just put them in totes, things that we don't use all the time, that don't need to be out. And now there's a lot more space for things. I think this is gonna stay clean, let's hope. And now we can get our car in here for tonight's storm. So let me show you around the whole garage, but I'm really happy I got this done. It's really hot and humid today, so I'm ready to get out of this garage and move on from this project. I just wanted to give you a quick little reminder of what the garage looked like before I did any of this. And I just love a good transformation. This garage was honestly a disaster. and it just looked so good once everything was organized and put in a better place. So this is what it looked like before, and then you're gonna see the after right now. I hope you enjoyed watching me as I organized my garage. It was a complete disaster, honestly, and it just keeps getting messy. So I'm really hoping that this time what I did will keep it organized for longer. And like I said, I might need to get some more shelves down the road. But for now, I think that this really helped. And hopefully this isn't something I have to do like once a month, because that's kind of how this has been looking recently. So I hope maybe this inspired you. If you need to do something like organize your garage, get to it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love it if you would subscribe. I do a combination of things like cleaning, home decor, gardening, projects, cooking sometimes, things like that. So if any of that interests you, I think my channel is for you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you know, and I'll see you in the next video.